Hey, Chris is a 7th grade teacher.
Number 8, soft, rug, pillow, hair, grass. Oh, incorrect.
Then, at 75 volts, we notice something strange. A smile.
I teach kids, so I can kind of tell shock from not shock. So when somebody just kind of goes, ah, oh no, I have to write a 5-paragraph essay, ah, I don't pay much attention to that. So I listen to see if the kid is really surprised or upset. And you always hear a little beforehand. I didn't hear the so that's why I smiled.
Pretending to be hurt.
Yeah, playing with it.
She continues to move deliberately up the row of switches.
90 volts. Oh, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. 105 volts. Ooh, I'm sorry. Wet goes with duck. 120. I've had that shock myself.
So you're thinking now...
This isn't good. I've been reassured that there would be no pain involved.
And that's making you think what?
That I'm not sure I believe the professor, and that I'm going to think carefully about what I'm hearing as I'm going along.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a white horse. This says 150 volts. Deep breath.
That's all. Get me out of here. I told you I had heart trouble. My heart's starting to bother me now. Get me out of here, please. My heart's starting to bother me. I refuse to go on. Let me out.
Well.
Please go on. The next item is sad.
Okay. Now, he said that he had a heart problem.
Remember, while the shocks may be painful to him, they're not dangerous. We know that.
Okay, we're aware of that, and there's not going to be any lawsuit from his medical facility, right?
Well, if anything happens to him, I am responsible.
That's what I needed to know.
Okay.
Why is that what you needed to know?
I needed to know that he heard what the gentleman said, and I needed to know that he knew, and that he was responsible, and that he was aware of what was happening.
You heard the man say, my heart hurts.
I did.
And just having the guy in the lab coat saying, keep going, it's fine, I'm telling you it's fine, going, somewhat divorced you from your own decision-making power?
Oh, sure. It's just like when I'm told to administer the state tests for hours on end.
You're doing your job.
Doing my job.
She told us later she didn't believe she would have shocked the learner in the danger zone.
What were the differences between men and women?
The argument has always been that, well, women are going to be more empathic. They're going to be more caring and concerned about the man on the other side of the wall.
Grass, duck.
And yet, some women showed little emotion during the experiment.
Wrong. 120 volts. Wrong. 135 volts.
Didn't go all the way down. Please go ahead. Okay.
Wrong. 150 volts.
That's all. Get me out of here. I told you I had heart
White
trouble.
horse.
My heart's starting to bother me now.
Continue with the next
Get me
item.
out of here, please.
Others seemed disturbed as the experimenter pressures them to continue.
The next word is sad.
I can't continue if I hear this man screaming and he wants it to stop.
It's absolutely essential that you continue.
But why if we hear him screaming?
Whether the learner
'Cause
likes
if I
it or
was-
not, we must continue until he's learned all the word pairs correctly. Okay?
Oh, that's...
Sad, please.
That's all. Get me out of here.
Both of these women went on to give the highest shock of 150 volts to the learner.
One could argue that it's very difficult for a woman to be assertive. Okay, many women in our society have a more difficult time saying no to the male experimenter.
You had a very diverse situation here, women, different ethnic backgrounds.
It's reasonable to guess that culture would come into this, and the culture might play a role. There are some societies, we call them collectivist cultures, in which people are more geared toward doing what is good for the group.
My heart's starting to bother me now. Get me
Please
out of here,
continue.
please.
White horse. Set.
I refuse to go on.
Face. In Asia, like punishment from parents as well as like punishment from schools are actually kind of common.
90 volts.
We tested 22 women and were surprised to find that women were more likely to continue to the highest shock. 73% of women, 65% of the men.
The voltage is 150 volts.
And we began to notice a pattern. The majority of people who continued to follow orders refused to take responsibility for the learner's safety.
It's not my responsibility. You all, brought this. We're volunteers.
It's your controlled lab experiment. So
I see. Okay.
I'm just a conduit for you.
Well, I just flipped the switch. I mean, he chose to be there himself to take the shocks, and that was his choice.
If responsibility can be placed elsewhere or diffused among other people, then we can avoid any blame, any regret, any of those things that happen after the fact. The people who deferred the responsibility didn't feel good about it, but it allowed them to continue because it really wasn't them making the decisions, it was the experimenter.
When we come back, as the experimenter pressures this man to continue.
I'm not a sadist.
Please continue. The next item is sad.
The experiment allows me to walk out at any time, and I will walk out if you want to push this.
The stage is set for a confrontation.